Hi there, Released Fire here, so I'm going to talk you through how to train IVs to increase them to max levels. And by doing that, you'll be able to take on more competitive battles and get a bit more serious about ranked battles in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below, but obviously you can see your stats by checking the summary for any of your Pokemon. So essentially what you want to do is to have every one of those points all the way to the very end, and for that point at the very end to be the maximum it could potentially get to. And while you can obviously level up to increase your stats, that will only get you so far. However, there is a way to keep on going to allow you to train and max out your IVs and max out your stats so that each and every Pokemon that you choose for your party are the best that they could possibly be. And the start of that process is to get yourself to the battle tower right at the end of the game. So once you've completed the championship, once you've taken down Leon, you can come to Windon and head on into the battle tower, and you can start to take on battles at the battle tower, which will then lead you to certain tiers. Now you start on tier 1 and you'll work your way up the tiers by taking on and winning these battles. You can see you only need to win 2 battles to move up to tier 2, but then as soon as you move up to tier 4, you'll go up a rank, and that will give you the Pokeball rank. And as soon as you get the Pokeball rank, you'll unlock a function called Judge, which will allow you to find out the IVs for your Pokemon. That's not all it will give you though. It will also give you rare candies to allow you to rank up, as well as bottle caps, which you can use to hyper train your Pokemon so that they can all have the max IV potential. As you can see, I've got Zacian. He had best, and best to begin with, but then I've hyper trained all of the subsequent stats, which means it's got the potential to max out all of its stats. You can also see I did a similar thing for Avalugg, where it didn't have any best stats, but I hyper trained all of them to give me max stats potential. And the way that you do that is by bringing your bottle caps to the guy on the right hand side of the battle tower and then choosing which Pokemon you want to hyper train. The only catch, and it's a big catch, is that you can only hyper train a Pokemon once it's got to level 100. So you need to level up your Pokemon, your favorite Pokemon, to level 100 before you can hyper train them. But as soon as you've done that, they will have the potential to have maximum stats. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have maximum stats as soon as you've got to level 100 and as soon as they've been hyper trained. So then you're left with the question, how do you actually increase their stats beyond the point that they're at when you get to level 100 and hyper train them, because you won't be able to level them up to grow their stats. The good news is that there is a really easy way to do it. However, it does take some time, and the way that you do that is to use the Poké Jobs function, which you'll find in the Pokemart. So you just come over to this machine and trigger up the Jobs section, and then head on down to the very bottom, and you'll find a whole series of seminars for you to send your Pokemon on. So you can see the speed. So for example, I know that Avalugg needs more speed stats, so it's simply a case of sending it out on this seminar and maxing out the amount of time that it spends on it to increase its speed stats to its maximum potential. You can see at this point the speed stats for Avalugg were just 109, so you just need to select it, confirm that you want to send it out, and choose how much time that you send it out for. Now ideally, the longer you send it out, the more increase you'll get. Now it increases your base rate, but more importantly, it increases your actual stats each time that you send them out. And that's the process that you need to follow to max out and train up your IVs and max out and train up your stats. So you can see I'm choosing long here, but if you wanted to max out your potential, then you'd go for the whole day. And then once the time period has counted down, you head on back to the machine and check out Poké Jobs again, and you can see that they've been completed. So then it's a case of checking out the stats afterwards to see how much of an increase that you've had. So you can see now that it's back from the seminar, it's up to 117, so from 109 to 117, so it picked up 8 additional speed stats as a result on going on a long seminar. However, if you increase that to a whole day, the amount of stats increase that you get goes up. Now, it doesn't take a genius to work out that this can be a time-consuming process. However, if you send them on little seminars overnight while you're sleeping, it kind of has no impact on you whatsoever. Or if you're able to continue the game without a particular Pokemon for a certain amount of time, then you can just literally focus on building them up as high as possible before you then subsequently go on to introduce them to your more competitive ranked battle activity. And there you have it, that's how to train IVs and how to increase max stats in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Like I said earlier, hopefully the video helps you out. If it does, drop me a like below. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already with the links on the left hand side, and hit that bell button if you want to get notifications for all of my videos as they come out. You can check out the rest of my guide to Pokemon Sword and Shield with the links on the right hand side. Leave any comments below and I will catch you next time.